Alan Watts was a philosopher famous for bringing Eastern thought to the Western mind. And given the thousands of hours of YouTube content just on his lectures, I thought it would be cool to dissect the psychology behind what he's saying. Here are 3 psychological insights from Alan Watts. Number 1. The psychology of control and acceptance.
The mystic is the one who feels that everything that happens is in some way harmonious, is in some way right.
As you can hear from that clip, Alan Watts taps into the power of acceptance. In the 1980s, psychology tried to control negative thoughts and beliefs. As the futility of this began to be shown in research and actually the harmful effects that could have, the psychology of acceptance has risen to fame. Acceptance has proven to be a paradoxical inroad into ways to change behaviors that you're actually trying to accept. Number 2. The interconnected self.
In the human body, we can see the connections between the nerve ends and the brain. It's much more difficult to see the connection between one individual and another.
Alan Watts reminds us that experience and consciousness is inherently about relationship, the relationship between things. Vision arises from the relationship between eyes and the objects that's been seen. Research into the brain is showing us that we have this network of brain circuits that actually give rise to our sense of self. This is called the default mode network. And we are beginning to realize that anxiety and depression, rumination, anything related to our sense of self is where negative feelings can sometimes get knotted up. Number 3. Nonjudgment.
In order to have a box, there must be what's inside the box and what's outside the box. And then by this method of contrast, we can make a logical discussion about things.
Alan Watts, through his knowledge of Taoist philosophy, helps us realize that almost everything has a polarity. There's a this and a that. There's an up and a down. And the ability to acknowledge that these opposites are a package deal is inherently healing. Now, this may seem like a trivial matter, but the tendency to avoid emotions eventually leads to the avoidance of positive emotions as well. So when we choose not to take the bad with the good, we actually end up going for numbness. So in summary, know when and when not to control the mind. Pay attention to the boundaries between you and I. And notice where your judgment lies.